question is, where do we get the text that's included on ticket?
I actually got the text from Cedric Blunt's family. But I do know, talking to Ms. Wood, that some corrections will need to be made.
Yeah, okay. But I just want to be sure that her family had input on.
Yeah, her
what
family,
you said.
I seen the template, Google has everything, so I seen the template. I sent the template that I received over to the family that provides them with questions on like how to actually lay it out, and this is what the family said.
And my second question is, when you talk about the placement of the monument, are we planning on putting it in the place designated for the park, or where the current memorial is? Because we know that where the current memorial is somebody's property. We have to have that.
So I remember probably like 2 months ago, I was crucified for the idea of, I was actually informed, not crucified, instead of joking, but I was informed that that property did belong to someone, so I decided to move the marker down to the property in which the city owned.
Now, did you check with the state?
This doesn't have to go through the state because it's not an actual historical landmark.
No, I know it's gotta be 50 years to be historical. What I'm saying is, there are markers that throughout Texas that are on easement that belongs to either cities, state, counties, and things like that.
And that's,
So where it is may be very viable, is all I'm saying, to check with them. You know, we have to contact the state whenever we do work on it, and because it's a state road, it can go significantly where it's actually took place and where people are used to seeing it. All I'm saying is give the information.
I do also know that I was informed that I will have to ask Ms. Boyer, if she would allow me to put that on her property.
Yeah. So,
Well, not if it's in state easement, that's all I'm saying. If it's an easement, it doesn't belong to them, we're able to do, but again, if you
But we
want
also
to.
need to know that Ms. Boyer is possibly in the process of selling that property as
But it's
well.
still a state easement.
it's still a courtesy to at least have a conversation because it's gonna be in front of her property, even if it's state.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just saying, once you have information, then you can make a decision, but without it. Anyway, go ahead. Yes, Councilman Randall.
I move that we take action on the cost of the landmark for the Sandra Brown and landmark for up to $4,000.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that council take action on the cost of the landmark for Sandra landmark up to $4,000. You've heard the motion, ready for the questions?
Already,
Councilman Williams?
the $4,000 you said will come from street maintenance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my question is, we having an issue with fixing our streets. So how do we support a project and we got streets and roads that need to be fixed? With this money is what I'm asking. So is it possible to make sure that all of the streets and roads are taken care of in the city and take care of this project? Because I think number one priority for the street account is for the streets to be fixed.
Yes, ma'am, but I know in the past, and excuse me if I did this wrong, that last year our budget for street maintenance was used to cut all the grass in the city and for tree maintenance. I know this year I've asked for funding for beautification projects, and I'm also from the business in which I proceed to know that we'll have enough money to include this into our street maintenance with receiving the bids from the streets.
But we still have Orange Road, we still have
Yes,
the
ma'am.
road in Watts Chapel, we still have some streets over in Rosewood. So I'm just saying,
And I agree, but we'll have to come up with another streets strategic plan actually going forward with the assistance from the mayor as to how we move forward with fixing those streets as well, because within this budget, those streets still would get fixed.
Councilman Rowe, call for a question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed have the same right?
nay,
One nay, motion passed. Discuss and take action on National Night Out.
I know in years past, well, actually said some cities do National Night Out. Just reminding the mayor, here that, most cities do it, either in August or October, correct me if I'm wrong, Councilman Brown.
Usually it's in August, it's earlier.
Yeah, but it is, but there's another one that comes around
I'm
later.
saying
But we
usually-
choose the August one, yeah.
So, being that we didn't do, one in August, I think it would be great for us to do one in October, with our fire department, public works, police department, everyone jumping up trucks, riding along, shaking citizens' hands, and just, speeding up the neighborhoods, as, I think it would be a team funded UED project in which I think we need at this point.
The city's National Night Out is scheduled for October 1st. Ms. Hargis, a week or two ago, sent out the different, and she contacted the different developments and that sort of thing. The city of Purview's been doing one 3 or 4 years now, something like that. And this one has been about 6. So it's been going on already, and it is scheduled for October 1st.
So, I like this.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a recommendation though. I mean, I know we do the different neighborhoods, but I would think if it was feasible to have just one national night out here at City Hall, where we bring our entire community together and have a national night out to where we can learn or meet the people within our community. I don't know how feasible that is, but you know, when you think about how it works, you have, you know, every community has their own little pocket. And typically, you know the people who live in your neighborhood, but I think that's a good opportunity for us to bring everybody to one general location. You can meet people in different neighborhoods and start trying to build relationships throughout the city.
No, and you bring up a very good idea. One of the issues gets to be so many of our residents that are seniors don't drive at night and things like that. But
That's true.
you got a great idea, and I know it's a law enforcement thing. Officer Ross, you had something to share, why don't you go ahead?
Yes, sir. While that is a great idea, and it probably is a secondary portion of it, the whole purpose of the National Night Out is so that neighbors will come out their door and talk to neighbors on their street for community building on that particular street, so that they get comfortable with, hey, I saw somebody unusual by your house. So that's where most of it comes from. So it may be a part A, part B that can be done. That's why we're supposed to go to them.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, all great points. And what I would suggest, and good thing to share, and it maybe if not for this one, even the next one, or like the community event that we had at City Hall during the daytime.
Right.
Like you said, it was great bringing everybody in the same place, but during the day might be
You have
the
a
only issue.
citywide nation night out on a Saturday morning, on a Saturday
Yeah,
afternoon.
absolutely.
And then have the regular one whenever else.
Mhm.
So, thank you for that information, Mayor, Officer Ross. And we invite all the departments to come out and join us, and all the councilmen.
So we will get because last year we had like a email about whose home was hosting, so we were able to kind of like bounce around and police, and we'll get that again.
Yeah, she put those together, and I think, I don't know if she emailed, I know she was waiting to hear back from a couple of folks in different quadrants of the city or something that participated before. But yeah, she's wrapping that up, and as soon as we get that full and complete list, we'll send it out to everyone. Item 14, discuss and take action on a volunteer historical committee for the city of Purview. Councilman Jones.
I'm sorry, I feel like this was, kind of, important. I know, for quite some time, sometimes whenever I see Ms. Carter, she gives me like a little history, lesson. Anyone knows, we talk to Frank Jackson, he'll talk till you fall asleep. So I feel like this, historical committee, was very needed because, eventually we all have our expiration date in which, God calls us home, but we still, people that chose to stay here, to stick around, like Lizante and myself, even when me and Ms. Williams go out to eat, she tells me a little bit about our family history. So I think that's a key component as to how we keep, I was once told you never want to use your history, your tradition, or your culture, and so is key for that. I think this committee would be key for the city of Fairview, and even looking forward to, like, through different entities, because I know we necessarily don't have archives here at City Hall, but to even go down that route to look at how we keep pictures or how we make copies and to possibly go into like MOU talk. So there's different conversations which we can have to preserve our history.
Council Randall?
So,
I'm sorry.
The university is our depository.
Okay, go ahead.
First, I absolutely agree with Councilman Jones about how important this issue is, and I think it kind of,
Hold on.
I think it kind of segues well with the draft part that the university had created for us when we were talking about the Sandy Memorial, where they included the faces and the history of the people from the community. And I think bringing different people, you know, who have been in this community, you know, forever to the table so they can tell us that history, I think it's critical. So I guess my only question would be, is it just gonna open up for anybody who wants to be on there? Is there gonna be an application? Are you gonna apply to be on the committee? How are we gonna put people on this?
So I was gonna do it step by step. Next meeting, I was actually gonna ask for me to create a form in which they sign up and apply for it. I like to reach out to some of the more senior citizens like Ms. Carter and Ms. Webster, Ms. Walker, so on and so on.
Mr. Mayor.
Council Randall?
I move that we approve the creation of a volunteer historical committee for the city of Cleveland.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that council create a volunteer historical committee for the city of Prairie View. Heard the motion, ready for the questions?
Question.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. New business. Council, well, let's start you, Councilman.
Well, Mr. Mayor, based on what we voted at the last new business, we wanted to discuss, consider financial statement receiving from the bookkeeper, and also to review the contract for Mr. Johnson. Well, not review the contract, to get a copy, because one of the things that the attorney said earlier was him not being included to the finance committee, and we need to understand the roles of Mr. Johnson, the roles of our city treasurer, that process. So if I can get this put back on the agenda, and it was discussed, consider financial statements received from the bookkeeper, and to discuss the roles of Mr. Johnson and the city treasurer.
You got that, Ms. Bynum?
Yes.
You good? Okay. Councilman Jones? Councilman Williams?
Yes, I need to be put on for the ordinance for house parties.
Ordinance for house parties, Ms. Bynum. So, see, you'll probably have to come up, check out one or two of our house parties so you can really make it we wanna make sure you got the legal thing of what the ordinance needs to cover.
Are you looking for the
No, I spoke to-
draft ordinance to be prepared, or you just
I
going to
spoke to
discuss it?
Mr. Zach.
You have,
already,
okay.
And so he said he was gonna look to see what was already on the books and see how he needed to, redo it, because I had spoken to him about, the house party that that was recently had, and I got called out over there, right over here, not too far from where Mr. Levitt lives, and, it was a mess. And so, I spoke to, like I said, Mr. Zach, and so he said he's gonna look, see what we have, and then he's gonna revise it, and then also we talked about charging a permit fee for house parties.
Councilman Wallace?
I'm good.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
We had a 30-day report that was coming back, so I'm going to go and make that motion to be put on the agenda item. And that was for building permit, or Trilogy Engineering, Building Inspector Vera Veritas, USW review documents for compliance on Panther Hill Apartments, the Gates of Prairie View and Campus Edge Apartments, and bring back written report. And so I think that should be on the next agenda. That would be 4 weeks, yeah.
Okay, Did you catch all that, Ms. Bynum?
It's in our new, in the minutes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Is,
Motion.
Alright, I move that we accept all things for new business.
Second.
We probably moved and seconded that all the new items for new business be accepted. Board motion, ready for questions?
Question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Done.